I am Steve, the drummer.
I'm Dan, bass player.
I'm Chris, the guitar player.
I'm Dave, the lead vocalist. We're hard set self-destruct. If you're not in the now, you're in the nothing.
So you guys are out with Saliva Filter right now. Tour's just getting underway. How's it been so far?
It's been pretty bumpy for us, actually. The day into it, our first trailer broke. So we got real lucky with the person that we were staying with. They had an extra trailer. So that was really good. But we got lucky with that. And then we didn't have AC for the first 4 days too. So, and it's pretty hot outside right now.
Yeah.
But we found some people in Nebraska that helped us out. So we're finally, stress level's a little down here. It's still a little high. The first couple days of tour is always a little bit stressful. So.
But the shows have been great. So.
Yeah, the shows have been absolutely amazing. So I can't complain about that.
With a few shows under your belt so far on the Saliva tour, how have you seen the audience reacting to you guys?
Audience has reacted very, very well. The first night we made a lot of new fans. Last night was awesome. In Nebraska, they were great. We're looking forward to seeing how everything is out here tonight. So
Wichita's got a really good rock scene here, so
yeah,
you should have some
cool.
really good reception from the fans here.
Yeah, well, it's always fun going out on stage and we're kind of dressed like super villains and their henchmen. This is what we kind of like. We go out there, but like the whole purpose of wearing stuff like this is just to kind of get people's attention right away. We got on this tour we got 25 minutes to impress everybody in the room, so we want to get as many listeners as possible. So if they're looking at us first, what's the deal with these guys? So
Now having that short of a time to play, was it difficult to decide what songs you guys wanted to do in your set?
Yeah, and you know how we kind of decide our sets based on the bands we're playing with a lot, because we went on tour with Namco, we had to play a predominantly heavier set, for those fans that didn't want to hear us play any of our slower stuff. And with this tour we have a little bit more flexibility, because I think our sound fits a little bit better with what's going on here. But we're capable. We have a heavy set, we have a more mainstream set. So we're capable of playing with a lot of different bands.
Let's go back in time a little bit with the band. Do you remember the first time the four of you guys actually got together and jammed for the first time? What that was like?
Well, yeah. I met Dan at a party. I met Chris. We basically got together. He was in a band that was playing actually the very first show I was ever playing in a band. He was in a different band. And when I was forming this band, he had just happened to be getting out of this other band. So it was the three of us for a while. Steve joined about a year ago. But yeah, right when we got together, it was just like he was the final piece of the puzzle that we needed for a long time. And then we formed in 2005, and we had a different drummer for a long time. It just wasn't fit with what was going on, what we wanted to do, and Steve came in and just nailed it. So
it's pretty much after that first time you knew that this was the lineup that was for this.
Well, definitely, and being in a band that's ready to go out on tour and stuff like that, it's pretty stressful for all of us. It's a big reality check. Hey, this is for real now. And you got to find guys that are willing to go the distance. Ready to be broke for a while, ready to give up pretty much everything to do everything. So, and that's not easy to find.
Yeah. Everyone wants to have the money right now.
Yeah.
They don't want to earn it. Yeah,
They can't.
That's what people forget. They got this dream of a rock star, but most of these guys, they earn it. They go on the road, they live on the road, and they're poor for a while. And then, with hard work, eventually it gets to the point where you can make money. You do it because you love it, though, not because
Yeah, it can't be about money, because if it's about money, you should just be in a cover band.
Nice. Let's talk a little bit about the band's name. How did that come about?
Well, I came up with the name, and it's basically kind of a metaphor for all the different kind of failed relationships and the different things that we've gone through to make this whole situation happen. And it's just you set your heart up for a lot of things, kind of self-destruct, and we've all gone through different girlfriends and stuff like that. People just didn't understand what we were trying to do. People that wanted to change us and and that's basically what the band means for us.
Now you guys have your full length coming out soon.
August 21st.
Nice. Are you guys pretty psyched about that?
Definitely. Right now we got a 4-song EP out. It's available at all concerts, and it's 4 songs off the record that we have coming out. It's more of our radio stuff, but there's some stuff on the record that I'm really excited for some people to see, because it's a lot heavier. It's
So what was it like going in and recording the record? it something you guys enjoy doing?
We love going to record. You know, we get to work with one of the really good producers. His name's Dan Malsh out in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, at Soundmind Recording Studio. So we're just tucked all the way up in the Pocono Mountains. It's like 45 minutes away from everything. So there's nothing else to do out there. You know, if it's not the summer, you're just stuck in the studio. You know, it's record a record, don't do anything else. You know. This process was a little bit different for us because we had just signed with his label, Soundmind Music Works. So we had a lot more time. You know, we were getting a lot more attention. What's going on with this? And so it actually went over the course of like 3 months to get the whole record. We went in and did initially 5 songs. Was it 5 songs?
Yeah, 5 songs.
Initially did 5 songs, and then we signed with him right after that and finished the record. And basically, these guys came out, finished their parts, and then we were touring in between the whole thing. So the whole thing took about 3 months. And you know, me and Chris were doing some 16-hour drives, you know, all the way back to Iowa to play a show. You know, a good show. Don't get me wrong, but and then driving all the way back the next day, back to the studio. So a lot of back and forth. There was a 2-week period where I was there by myself. So it's kind of interesting to be 2 weeks by yourself in a place that you're not too familiar with. So
Now, over the past few years, all the social networking sites have popped up all over the place. How has Facebook and Twitter and MySpace and Reverb Nation affected your band?
Makes it more accessible to people who normally wouldn't be able to find your music. And like traditionally, it was radio. I would say 20 years ago that would break a band and magazines, and that stuff still matters, but not as much because people can go and search out and go around and circumvent that, find music they like. And so you got to be available in that way, as well as try to get through mainstream media as well to help get your band exposure. But those things have helped because it helps create more of a dedicated fan base because people want to know what you're up to. When you're on the road, they want to see photos backstage or you hanging out with the bands and stuff. And I try to post that stuff and keep people informed. Or, we have our HD flip camera, and sometimes we'll record like shenanigans or whatever on the road, and we'll throw them up on the YouTube channel. Because people like that human aspect of the band, and it gives you a little more content, I guess. Outside the music, kind of get people looking at who you are outside of the song, and that has helped a lot, I would say. And I would say that probably applies to every band that uses those platforms to promote their bands.
Do you see one of those helping more than others? Like, does Facebook, is that getting more responses than like Reverb Nation?
Well, Facebook's still the most popular one at this time. I know I've been reading about Google Plus. I haven't seen what Google Plus has yet to offer, but Twitter and Facebook are the 2 popular ones. I would say maybe 5 years ago, MySpace, but that's kind of died in the last 3 years. And it's still there for your music player, but everyone's on Facebook, everyone's on Twitter now.
So after the Saliva tour, what are your guys' plans? Have you talked about that yet? Or?
We're looking into the Red Tour in October. That's the one I really want to get on.
Great band.
I love that band.
We're still crossing our fingers on that one.
We're crossing our fingers. It's in the works.
Would be a good combination between the 2 musical styles.
Oh yeah, excellent. Yeah, I would love to play with them. So we're looking at that, and that's really the one we're looking at the most. I know there's a couple of things that have come up, but until we find out about that, it's not. Everything else is going to be put to the side. So, so I'll just cross our fingers on that one.
Now, is there any part of the States or any of the tour dates so far with the Saliva tour that you guys are excited about going and playing?
I am really excited. I got a ton of friends in LA, and I've always wanted to play on Sunset Strip. Playing the Key Club. I just think that's going to be amazing because I think that shows. There's a lot of people going to be coming out to that. So that for me is a big one for me. I'm not sure about the guys.
I'm looking forward to California. I've never been to California, so just to kind of take that all in and see, hang out and do all the shows and stuff on the West Coast would be fun. I would say Texas would be fun, but we've been to Texas before, so.
Yeah.
But Texas is cool too, and that's going to be the final end of the lakes. Always, we'll be able to enjoy that after California, after the 20-hour drive.
But you know what? All the other stops. It's always a surprise when you go there and you see how much people actually love music. So you can't really judge anything. It's like when you get there, it's just we had a great time in Nebraska last night. It was awesome. And,
It's kind of like the Midwest is die hard with rock and metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You never go wrong bringing rock to the Midwest.
Exactly. I agree with that. That's a good statement.
Let's talk a little bit about your local music scene. How would you describe that? Is it flourishing right now? Is it?
Not necessarily flourishing. Our music scene goes in Chicago goes in waves. Like,
Well, that's, I mean, you can say that about anything, but especially Chicago more than anything.
Yeah.
It's like the flavor of the month or the flavor.
Yeah, we had years like the Disturbed and Chevelle coming out at the same time, and then after that it was all the Fall Out Boy stuff, and now it's kind of going back to
Was
more
indie rock
music.
for a while. Now it's back to slowly get back to hard rock. Band Janice broke out a year and a half ago.
7 Day Sonnet.
And our friends in 7 Day Sonnet are now, they just got off the tour of Saliva, now on tour of Seven Dust. Now we're out on tour. You know, and bands that we were playing with growing up are finally going out and doing it. So hopefully it cycles back around to rock in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's what we're hoping for.
Well, man, I think that covered just about everything. Is there any last comments you guys want to toss in?
Just ready to see everybody on the road. You know, want to meet everybody. I appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. All right, man.
Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot.